The United States seems to treat Taiwan as a country, as the word you used, which I strongly disagree. And they want to set China and Taiwan separate as two different countries on two sides of the Taiwan Strait. This will not be tolerated, and China will do whatever it can to defend its sovereignty and territorial integrity. I hope the military drills eventually will demonstrate that it is designed to promote for unification.
Let's go in depth to one particular story, though. China's ambassador to the UK has been summoned to the Foreign Office by Liz Truss, who is, of course, still Foreign Secretary, remember, over what they call Beijing's aggressive and wide-ranging escalation against Taiwan. Beijing has announced an end to its military drills surrounding Taiwan, but said further training and war preparation would continue. In a policy paper, it reiterated that they would use force against Taiwan if it could not take over the country by peaceful means. Victor Gao is the Vice President of the Centre of China and Globalization, and he's live with us. Hi, Victor.
Good morning. How are you?
Very good, thank you. Thank you for your time. The UK government clearly upset with what China is doing with regards to Taiwan and these military drills. Do you think we will see more of them after this latest round seemed to have ended?
First of all, allow me to emphasize that Taiwan is not a country. Taiwan is a province of China. This is the basis of the diplomatic relations between China and the United Kingdom. The United Kingdom recognized that there is only one China and Taiwan is part of China, and the People's Republic of China is the sole legal representative of China. This is the same basis upon which China established diplomatic relations with about 181 countries in the world. And this is also the basis of the United Nations recognition of the PRC as a member and for China to be a permanent member of the United Nations Security Council. So let's get this point right before we start talking about all the other important details.
And yet, now, Taiwan has its own separate government. It is saying it is terrified, essentially, of China invading. And China is doing incredibly intimidating military drills, or at least has been recently, around it. That doesn't sound like what a country would do to a province of its own country.
Allow me to emphasize that whatever China is or will do will not be an invasion. Why? Because this is purely an internal matter within the Chinese family and within China as a country. If you call this an invasion, you will call President Lincoln's war with the Confederation as an invasion of the South. No, in reality, it's liberation of the South. It is the same case in China. Taiwan as a local government, of course, it has its own government, which need to be respected in many ways. But if Taiwan wants to move towards independence or separatism from China, China as a centralized country definitely is fully justified to do whatever it can to bring Taiwan back to the motherland of China.
Do you foresee the Chinese armed forces having to move into Taiwan at some point as a natural progression of what we've seen in the past few weeks in terms of these military drills and the fierce words between the governments in Beijing and in Taiwan?
Allow me to mention that the military drills we are talking about started on August 4th this month. It was a direct retaliation against Nancy Pelosi's illicit visit to Taiwan. She went to Taiwan completely disregarding Chinese government's repeated warnings about not for her to go to Taiwan. She disregarded the warnings by President Biden of the United States. She also completely disregarded the warnings of the Pentagon of the United States, and she still went there to do what? Allow me to emphasize for the record, she went there with only one purpose, that is to incite for greater independence and separatism of Taiwan from China. The United States seems to treat Taiwan as a country, as the word you used, which I strongly disagree, and they want to set China and Taiwan separate as two different countries on two sides of the Taiwan Strait. This will not be tolerated, and China will do whatever it can to defend its sovereignty and territorial integrity. I hope the military drills eventually will demonstrate that it is designed to promote for unification.
Victor,
Rather
we'll have to
than
leave it there, I'm afraid. But thank you so much for your time. That's Victor Gao, Vice President of the Centre of China and Globalisation.